right, so this is just a really quick video to give you an idea of how to do this shading activity in case we are not in class when this is actually handed out. So first off, make sure that you stick your name at the top of this thing. And it is a two-sided worksheet if you have the physical worksheet. And you'll notice that I have numbered all of these problems. If you look down here, some of it got cut off in the printer, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the top of the page is number 9, which is actually the one I'm going to do for you. And notice up here, do all of your work on a separate sheet. If you think you can fit it on here, fine. Do not just turn this in only colored or with only answers on it. I'm going to turn it back to you and tell you no work equals no credit. So make sure you show all your work, and I get that as part of the example. So you're going to solve, oh, I wrote a little note up here for you too. Don't forget, if you divide an inequality by a negative, the inequality sign flips. So we're going to just solve this thing real fast. I'm going to subtract a 3. So I have 2x is less than negative 10. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, and I'm going to get x is greater than negative 5. So you're going to find this answer in the grid. And when you do, you're going to color all of them to look just like this one. So if I find x is greater than 5, now here's an x is less than 5 up here. See this guy? I'm going to erase this in a minute. There's an x is less than 5. So we want to find an x is greater than 5. Oh, negative 5. Sorry. So I'm going to erase that. All right, let's find an x is greater than negative 5. Okay, here's one down here. X is greater than negative 5. So I'm going to take this block right here. And again, I just want you to see where I'm talking about. Here's another one. Are there any more on here? X is greater than negative 5. Here's another one. Here's another one. Now, they could be all over the place. So every one of those, I'm going to color like this one up here in the actual problem. So I'm going to get rid of the boxes that I have in there and then color those guys. So I'm going to undo, 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 undo. One more. Okay, so I'm going to take this guy and color in this part to make it match. And you're going to do that with every x is greater than negative 5 on the paper. Okay, the more correctly you color these, the easier it is. They make some sort of symmetric design when you're done, and the easier it is for you to actually see that design if you take your time and color nicely. Okay, I would also, all right, because you're going to make any of these that same thing, no other answer on the page should have this answer, right? No other problem should have this answer. Because of that, what I would highly recommend is you solve all the problems and do all the math first. Now, I already did one problem for you, but I would go right down through, make sure that when you get an answer like this guy up here, you're actually looking in the grid and make sure it's there. It's almost like an answer bank, right? Or a number bank, word bank. Yeah, that's what they're called in English. So that's all you're going to do. Do all the work, color the picture. And I think I put this online, but here's how these work. They're 20 points usually. There's almost always 15 problems. So 15 is for the math and the work. And then 5 points is for the picture being colored. I have a lot of students who say, well, I'm just going to take a 15 out of 20. That's a 75%, but they don't feel like coloring the picture. So that's fine. That's a choice you can make. I just want you aware of how many points it is. Okay. So this thing that you're doing is shading activity 7 and 8. So that means each of them are worth 20. So this is a 40-point assignment altogether. You can earn 30 out of 40 if you do the math and no coloring. Go from there. You make the decision. Okay? All right. Enjoy. Toodaloo.